Hello and welcome to Kump, the first episode of Kump in the age of the Afghan war being ended, or it's planned to. I know you're a big fan of the Afghan war, Lucy.
It's sad to see it come to an end.
I think
I think we accomplished a lot.
It'll go on in our hearts.
I don't think anyone can question the victory that we've accomplished there.
Look. I mean, didn't the kite runner girl, or is that girl who got burned? Who was that? Malala.
And you keep mixing up what happened to her. She didn't get burned. She got shot in the head.
Well, I'm sorry. It's been a long war. And I can't remember every girl who got shot. I'm sure a lot of girls got shot by the Taliban. And us. Do you people are saying it's a failure? I don't know. I feel like we made our presence known in the Middle East. We said, hey, now think twice about knocking over towers if you work for the CIA. or if you're Al-Qaeda. I don't know. That could have happened just the way they told us. And it did send a message, a 21-year-long message. And I think, look, sometimes you gotta, you don't rush through everything. Sometimes it's about the music of language.
We basically said to them, hey, suck on this. And if you're in the Taliban, maybe you could have some things to suck on.
Yeah. Hey, look, if you fucking drop these towers, here's what's going to happen. We're going to come over there. We're going to live there for 20 years. And we're going to go through some cycles. Sometimes you're going to be on top, and sometimes you're going to fucking escape in the Tora Bora. I don't know. I think it's, we're going to have a huge Afghanistan-shaped hole in our hearts. There are kids who grew up who are 20 now, who've never known a world where we didn't have a war in Afghanistan.
That's true.
And they were awful kids.
Yeah.
I don't like kids these days. To be fair, I don't think I would have liked them. Even if they were, I would never let a 20-year-old get over on me ever. Even if I had to go back in time, especially if I had to go back in time, like Back to the Future, I would just be like, what are you going to do? Fucking, But then if I went back in time, that's a problem. Now I'd be like, what are you going to do? Geometry? You're going to cry about your feelings? And I would be immediately kicked out of my gym teaching job, which I should, there's a universe where
you have a gym teaching job where you teach 20-year-olds?
Yeah.
Gym.
I mean, there are some. There's some. Look, there are people who flunked out of everything, but who had to keep repeating whatever grade. Because of gym classes. Because they didn't want people to see their dicks in the locker room, I guess, or whatever. I wasn't an Adonis. And then, honestly, the locker room and gym classes where I yelled at that guy that was going to shoot up myself on his front lawn.
One of your finest moments.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where you find out what you're made of.
Sure.
Point is, I think we did a good job in Afghanistan. I don't know why you're so down on it.
I think it's a great thing. I'm sorry to see it end.
Lithium-ion. Would we have iPhones and Galaxy S phones and whatever, and Motorola phones, and whatever phones as much if it wasn't for the war in Afghanistan? Lithium-ion batteries were a thing, but we got a lot of lithium out of Afghanistan. Is that a fair trade-off? I don't think so, no. But you love your iPhone. You guys love your emojis. I think we've all learned they're gonna do whatever. I sound so different in my head. We have new headphones. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
We bought these new headphones. I sound bassier. I have to get used to this. I feel like I'm booming. I feel like I'm being beaten with rocks in a sack, a large sack in Afghanistan. And I'm just being beaten with poppy rocks, which are rocks I imagine they put into a kiln, and then they soften the poppy for the opium. Right?
You're being beaten with that.
Yes. We were told that look, we have thieves who come into our building. Did we talk about this last week?
I don't think so.
we were told that basically packages get stolen left and right. They built a cage for the packages, and with codes on it, and you have to type into a keypad to get into the cage, and yet still packages are stolen from us. And I'm getting sick of it, and I got this message that our precious headphones, which sound like I'm getting beaten to death right as I speak. I'm just, ugh. I need a world. I'm very sensitive to sound, Lucy. You know this.
Yeah.
I'm like Dustin Hoffman in Rain Man.
You basically any sudden sound, any sound that doesn't fit in the environment you're in immediately, you respond to as like a call to violence.
Well, some people are hunters, right, and predators. I'm more like prey, but good prey. Like I'd be hard to hunt. Is the point? Yeah. Because I would just be like, "What is going on?" And I would do wild gyrations. So I mean, like, good luck hunting me.
Yeah, I'm imagining one of those like Native American tableaus that show the hunters, like all the little hunters chasing after like a buffalo or something, but it's you.
Yeah, I don't know if they were little, but yeah, sure.
But they look little compared to the buffalo.
Okay, yeah, sure. But I'm the buffalo. You just call me a fat buffalo.
But it's you.
Thank you, Lucy. Thank you.
But it's you, and you're just like you're just spitting at them. You're like
look, that will throw you off. You don't know what my spit has in it.
Yeah, someone was running away from you, but every once in a while they just turn to spit at you.
Yeah, like the Dilophosaurus. I'm like that. Like I'm like the dinosaur is spitting the fat guy from Seinfeld in Jurassic Park. I might have to get new headphones. This is. I feel like I'm.
It's very immersive, but it's really intense being in these headphones.
I feel like I'm dying, and I'm like I'm drowning. I've been drowned by assassins. Or more likely, what are you doing?
I'm trying to adjust.
Put it back where it was, please. No, put it back. You're crazy. Don't ever do that, please.
I'm trying to adjust it for you.
No, put it back where it was. It's too low now. This is crazy. Back. It's higher. Oh my God, Lucy, you more
back
higher. I just spent 10 minutes higher. What are you doing?
I was trying to help you.
Crank it higher. I can't understand what you're doing right now.
That's where it was.
No, it wasn't. It was higher than this. Hello? One more. Hello? That's too high. No,
no, it can't be too high. Look, I'm literally going one down, one up.
Okay, this is fine.
Okay.
I can't believe that after 10 minutes of me explaining how sensitive to sound I am, you just are fucking cranking the knob, the volume knob on the headphones. That is insane to me.
I was just trying to. I thought you were in pain, and I wanted to help you by lowering it.
No, I didn't say it was too loud. I said I felt like I was drowning in a river, being drowned by my ex-wife's new husband. He's saying, "Go to sleep, fat man. This is my wife now. Lucy's with me," and I'm dead, and our kids I'm being cucked in death. But you decided just cranking you. Insane. Okay, Afghanistan. We're moving on. Jesus. Thank you for helping. So welcome to the show. Prince Philip, we covered this last week, my nemesis, is dead. Correct?
He is dead.
He's dead. They had the funeral. I thought they kind of dragged their ass getting to it. What is this? Why is everything falling apart in this goddamn studio? Hold on. Vamp.
You want me to fix it?
I just want you to vamp.
Prince Philip is dead. The Queen was seen wiping a tear from her eye at the funeral.
Yeah.
And it was very emotional.
Well, I read that as Queen wipes tear away, and I thought she was wiping away from a child. She was calling it a pussy. Queen wipes a tear away at Prince Philip's funeral of a 4-year-old boy who missed his grandpa. I don't know. Prince William's kids. She's like, wipes his tears away. Stick your head up straight, you little ponce.
I saw this insane thumbnail. I was looking at video. I was trying to find like the image or the footage of her actually crying.
Right.
And there's this thumbnail on YouTube, and I feel like it just captures the whole psychology of the public. It's like, It's this crazy. There's an arrow pointing to her eye.
Can you make that bigger?
She is.
Here's what you do: you screenshot that, and then you make it, and then you can treat it like an image. Oh, there you go. Yeah, let me see this. Okay, so we have the Queen. We'll put this up in post, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be seeing it now. So we have the Queen, and she's not actually. I mean, is she crying, or is she just looking like someone didn't bring her weird soft boiled egg that she always has?
I mean, there's some liquid.
She looks like she's snorting coke.
There's some liquid on her face.
Yeah, like, look. It looks on the right side picture. It looks like she's snorting coke from like a little vial she has, one of those like old school '80s vials. Good for her.
And then you have 2 crying emojis.
Right. Is heartbreak really the appropriate emoji for a dead spouse? I know, like, you're heartbroken, but that really feels more like, like Philip told me he doesn't want to fuck me anymore. Heartbreak. She's talking to who is the Helena Bonham Carter playing the show?
Margaret.
Margaret. She's talking to Maggie, Princess Maggie, Margaret. Going, Prince Philip won't fuck me anymore. Heartbreak. This is crude. I mean, it is what it is, though. I'm not. Me and the royal family are not on speaking terms for a reason.
The best part of this, though,
is a picture of Prince Philip.
Is that there's a miniaturized picture of Prince Philip in the right-hand corner, and he's waving goodbye. I assume waving goodbye.
Goodbye.
This is an insane reaction.
This now, what is this for? Is this for the Germans? Because it says at Dedensburg or something. It seems like a German name.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, are the Germans even crazier than we are? That's happened. There have been times in the past when they were. Like, look, we invented eugenics, right? At Cold Spring Harbor Labs in New York. And we did it. We sterilized mentally, deficient, handicapped people and probably a bunch of other people. Did we sterilize, like, minorities, blacks? And
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So we started that, right? But then they took it and went crazy with it. Or crazier. It was already crazy, but they went batshit, like, let's just fucking just amp goes to 11. I've never seen the film Spinal Tap. Yeah. But I know that quote.
We gave them surrealism and they made Dadaism out of it.
All right, no one knows what that is, including me. What is Dadaism?
I think it's...
Oh, there we go. We got her. We got her, boys.
It's just like...
We got her, boys.
What?
She thought she was going to make herself sound smart, and she doesn't know either.
I do know what it is.
Okay.
It's basically
you hesitated.
People take a second to think in this world, and people are like, fraud.
Not on podcasts. You better bring your speed thinking game to the podcast world. You go up against Chris D'Elia or fucking Brian Callen, and you hesitate.
I don't care if Chris D'Elia wants to fast white rap at me or something. I don't give a shit.
Just do an Eminem impression while he's jerking off in front of a fucking Kids R Us.
Podcast war number 325.
No, I don't think he'd actually be jerking off in Kids R Us. That's not right? That's
not the kind of Me Too he got Me Too.
I don't know. I don't follow things. I'm sorry. I want to get into here's the thing. I want to beef with people, but how am I going to beef? Because every time you beef, he's like, oh, you're just part of the liberal. No, I just want to beef. I want to get into a podcast beef, and everyone accuses you of being a woke scold.
We're begging for it.
Yeah, let's fight, D'Elia. Anyway, so look. I mean, I hope you get the help you need. All seriousness, sex addiction is a problem. Can we put a number on the screen for sex addicts?
Yeah, sure.
Don't do that. I don't want that. I don't know what that triggers. I don't want to put an algorithm.
I'm gonna do it.
No, we're gonna be algorithm. We're gonna be algorithm assassinated if we start putting. Look, I'm not trying to make you. If you people out there are sex addicted or addicted to masturbation, that's fine. But keep it off my airwaves. All right, because we're trying to get on the front page eventually, and we can't be dragged down by everyone's goddamn addictions. All right, it's getting absurd. You're a part of the Kump coalition. That's going to be our thing. Not the Kump army. That's lame and also provocative in the wrong way. You can't have the Kump army when people are storming the Capitol. What kind of army are you? Are you going to fucking attack the aquarium. No. We're the Kump Coalition. I think that sounds nice, right?
Yeah.
So you're part of the Kump Coalition. Keep your addictions in your podcasts.
You can imagine yourselves around a big round table just pontificating about things.
Right.
The way we do.
We're not. I can't just be listening. I mean, it could be. It should be like the credits of a movie, like Suicide Hotline, like Royal Family, Sadness Hotline. Enough. I'm not saying you don't need it. I'm not the guy you go to for help. I'm the guy you go to when Jordan Peterson has left you to go to Moscow for a year, and you're like, well, who else can be? Can I follow? And you find me, and you go, and I'm telling you not to follow me, but you find that attractive, and I'm somehow still your guru. Me just saying don't follow gurus makes me the guru, probably. Now, our numbers don't indicate that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not psychotic. I know we don't have, 12 rules to life numbers, but I can envision this happening.
We need a book.
I can write a book.
You need a book. What's
the book going to be? Me... how to fucking get out of my how to stop putting addictions on my podcast.
It's gonna be, the title of the book is gonna be No Gurus.
Yeah. And
it's gonna be you in sort of like an appropriated like Buddhist outfit, sitting in a garden meditating.
just leaning into the appropriation.
And also leaning in, it's the ultimate.
This is the worst time for that, because that's like Asian, right?
It might be the worst.
That's the worst.
I can't keep up with when it's the worst time for anything.
Well, I don't know why because I'm the last guy.
It's always the worst time.
I'm not a racist, never have been, but whatever. I'm saying I'm not trying to say, hey, secretly I'm a racist, but I fucking have an instinct for it. I'm not saying that. I'm not a racist. Is my point. But my point is, but for someone, but that's not a woke scold. I like to be like, hey, wouldn't it just be normal to stop hating and just go buy a soda stream? But even then you're getting mad. I'm saying that's a nice hobby. You make a raspberry soda, you make a lime soda, and you enjoy yourself, but somehow you're fucking killing Palestinians if you buy a soda stream. I don't know how to keep up.
It's okay to have a soda stream. Just be open about the fact that you have a soda stream and that it's contributing to imperialism.
Everything contributes to imperialism. But maybe the soda stream more than other things. I don't know. Are they part of the IDF? The soda stream, if you don't know, they make devices that will turn your water into seltzer, and you can also make soda. I've never used it for soda, even though I like soda, because I feel like the syrups they give you aren't that great. But whatever. But also they're owned by Israelis, which is not in and of itself an issue. But these Israelis who own this company are also like building settlements. What are they doing?
They're probably using raspberry seltzer from the soda stream in their fucking like water cannons that they turn on children.
That wouldn't be cost efficient. That's just not. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You might be right. But that seems ridiculous.
It's cruel.
Where were we?
But it's delicious.
You're a wild card today.
I know. I don't know where my mind is.
Too much coffee.
I just want to talk about my Civil War book.
We're gonna get to that. We have this. Look. There's a certain frequency and rhythm to this thing. You gotta follow me. You're great. I love you, but you gotta let me. We have to drag certain things out. We have to milk certain things. This is I'm like a guy in Italy with a bunch of grapes under my feet, and I'm squishing I'm squishing olives under my feet. They do that with their feet too, right?
Yeah.
But look, in Italy, when you make olive oil. Right? Olive oil. Fucking, we should both be shot. We should be put against the wall. What are we doing?
I was literally just thinking that.
But I'm saying, you get first press, second press. You need to know when the olives still have juice in them or not. Because there's comedy's all about beating things right to the point where they're dead. And if you go too far, it's over. And you ruin the whole thing. Right?
Yeah.
You know this. You've done comedy. So the point is, let me milk these fuckers. We don't go straight to the Civil War book. And now people are going to be thinking, what's with the Civil War book? And it's all they can think about. Are they Civil War reenactors? Are they actually mad about Lee's statue getting taken down? No, we're not.
No.
But they don't know. See, this is the art of podcasting. I know you're good at it, but I'm going to bring you to the next level. All right?
What do you want? I really threw us into weird territory by messing with your headphones, didn't I?
Sure. Surely you did. That was the most crazy thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, if I just brought it up, like, oh, my headphones seem weird, and you wanted to go yank the fucking adjustment, that would be weird. Like, it'd be, that's not how you do it. But but what's so crazy is I spent 10 minutes, inappropriately long time, talking about how weird, how sensitive I am to sound, and you just fucking started like you were doing like a synthesizer, like one of these synths behind me is going like with a filter cut off, going wow, like you're Fat Boy Slim. Fucking fat, like fucking Junkie XL over here with the goddamn headphone volume. Namaste.
Namaste, no gurus.
Is that Buddhist or is that the other? Is that Hindu?
Oh, I don't even want to pretend.
We can't even appropriate.
No.
I think it's Hinduism, right?
I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know.
Are you one of those people who think they're the same thing? I know they're two different things at least.
I'm pretty sure it's Buddhist, but I could be totally fucking wrong.
Look it up. I want to be validated. I need to be validated.
I'm pretty sure it's Buddhist, but I don't know.
It's Indian, right? So.
It's,
Yeah, Indians aren't typically Buddhist. I mean, like, I'm sure there's some Buddhist Indians, but.
It might not even be specific to one.
Right, but I would say most Indians are. Look, it's more Hindu than Buddhist.
I'm just pleading idiocy on this one.
I'm just saying, like, to call it Buddhist would be crazy.
What?
To call it Buddhist would be crazy because it's Indian. I mean, or again, whatever. What is
you're as clueless as I am about this.
Not as clueless.
But you're certain that I got it wronger than you somehow.
Not as clueless. At least I know what Hinduism is. Welcome to the show. So you got a Civil War book.
I do. And I have it.
Now, where did you got this book when you went to get the vaccine last week? On Tuesday, right?
I went to get the vaccine.
And you decided to take a stroll and then go into a store. And did you go straight to the Civil War section? How'd this work?
Well, I got the vaccine and I was walking.
Show them the book.
And you see it? Yeah, they can see it.
Doesn't matter. It's a Civil War book. I'm sure your dad has one.
Yeah, it's like a visual history of the Civil War.
It's a Smithsonian Civil War book.
And I went into it. I passed a bookstore. I was like, I'd like to, maybe I'll get myself a book as like a treat for getting vaccinated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
And
I bought you a Kindle years ago.
And I picked up
and
this.
an iPad.
Well, that's why, because I was looking at books and I was like, well, I don't want to just get one that I could easily read on a Kindle. So I got this.
You can read that on an iPad. I grant you, this is like a nice thing to read on the can. You're like, oh, Fort Sumter. Oh, how many people died? And you're taking a dump.
And yeah. And you accused me of you called me a boomer for getting it.
It's a boomer move, isn't it?
Well, I think boomers are more into this World War II.
I mean, look.
But maybe it might.
I grant you that boomers love World War II. They love finding out what their dads were supposed to be doing while they were fucking whores. Like, oh, my daddy was in the Battle of the Bulge. Your daddy was having a whore in his bulge. I thought I was going to land a better joke there. But I think the Civil War is where like the more elite boomers find their way to. You can only read about how great Patton was for beating up a private so many times. So many times. There's only so many versions of that story where like, yeah, that shell-shocked soldier really didn't know didn't know his ass from his elbow until General Patton punched him in his asshole, and now he's the great man. And he punched Dwight Eisenhower.
I like reading about the Civil. One of the weird things about the Civil War is that like it really is it does seem like the kind of thing where it's like the more you learn about it, the more you realize like, oh, it wasn't as complicated. It wasn't that complicated. Yeah. Like it's like whenever somebody's like, well, it's like it's more complicated. The Civil War is more complicated than people say it is. Right. Like the motivations were more complicated. I know that I'm talking to someone who's never read anything about it.
Well, look, look, General Lee, they say is wasn't that they weren't taking down these General Lee statues, but was he pro-slavery or anti-slavery?
Well,
you have a quote for me?
There's a quote on the back of the book.
Read the quote to me.
That's quite, I would say it's a little double-sided.
Okay.
He says, quote, "I wish that I owned every slave in the South. For I would free them all to avoid this war."
I believe the first half.
We were looking him up and we found out he did have, like, he did own
he owned
slaves.
But he was a relatively benevolent guy, apparently. Even though he did. It was like, he wasn't too bad. He did use the normal tactics to like discipline slaves, which I guess means whipping and beating and putting in hot boxes.
Right.
But he wasn't like I guess what they're saying is like generally wasn't creative in his torture.
Right.
Like he didn't invent like certain guys, like someone invented the hot box. When the generals when all the races get together at their meetings.
Yeah.
It doesn't be a clan meeting. It could be a fucking Lions Club meeting. Who knows? I think at a certain point a lot of these clubs were racist probably.
Yeah.
They go, well, how do you treat yours? Oh, I got this new thing. It's a hot box. And, I've never seen the movies. Was that 12 Years a Slave?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be, but also they had that in Django, right?
They did have that in Django.
I saw it. It looked bad.
Yeah,
terrible.
horrible.
Look, slavery is terrible.
But it's like the thing about him
is
is like I always like hear like people apologists for the Confederacy will always like bring him up as an example of someone who's like, oh well, he actually had like nuanced views. He didn't like slavery, and then you read everything he said about it, and it's like, oh, this is just like a slave owner bullshitting.
Well, probably. Here's the thing. You can because there's arguments that like even the average person in the South was relatively pro-slavery as part of their. And look, which goes against the idea, like, not everyone owns slaves. And then, look, and I'm saying is, if you want to take a more nuanced, or not even nuanced, but like a empathetic approach, I don't think you start with the guy who led the army that was on the other side of ending slavery. It's like, it's a weird level of ambiguousness. It's a weird level of...
Yeah, but it's like,
it's nuance that begs the question.
Right.
Look. Just because I'm fighting to keep the South, and it's just like it makes you kind of an ass. Like not an ass. Look, I'm not saying you're an asshole because you're a slave owner. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
That goes. I mean, of course you are. But I'm saying is like that move is an asshole move. Like, oh no, I'm just doing the fucking preserve Southern dignity.
Wink.
Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to, pile on.
Yeah.
Although, it's not like it doesn't want to pile on, but I'm not trying to alienate the entire Southern audience here.
We're not trying to cancel Robert E. Lee.
Yeah. I think Appomattox did that.
Yeah.
But
it's like...
Was that a good reference?
Yeah, that was good. It's a final battle.
I need you to, when I make those references...
Or major battle.
When I make a nice reference like that, I need you to go, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. We don't have a studio audience. I'm not John Oliver, right? I need you to be my John Oliver audience. So when I go,
I'm your John Oliver audience.
When I go, let's try it. I think we're not trying to cancel Robert E. Say it. We're not trying to cancel.
We're not trying to cancel Robert E. Lee.
No, I think Appomattox did that.
And nice.
No, I think you should start tackling. Please. I think Appomattox did that. Terrible. We need the energy of a live audience.
I know, but I can't provide that alone.
That's a good point. Can we do canned laughter?
Yeah. I'm down for that.
We're not going to do that. we need to get people to come to our apartment studio and sit outside amongst the Diet Coke and Diet Dr. Pepper cans and just laugh at my hey, Appomattox did that, and there'll all be morons who don't know what Appomattox is.
None of them laugh. They're just confused.
Yeah, I just need. This is why we're gonna have a ceiling on the Kump podcast because I can't just make a fun. I have to deconstruct everything like a fucking drug addict. Why couldn't I just say Appomattox and just be happy that I made a nice line? It's good coffee.
Yeah, it is. It's nutty.
Yeah.
There's espresso in it.
So is my dick. Nice.
Look, I don't think it's just the headphones.
No,
I think we're both a little weird today.
Look, this is the charm of Kump. This version of Kump is more consistent, but the charm of Kump was always like, you don't know, he's going to start talking about, committing suicide and baby carriage.
Yeah, that's true.
That does seem like it's an even money bet. I will though. Move on. What else about this book?
Well, it's like I was also just like I got curious about like Robert E. Lee because we were talking about it, and like I found this other quote where he was kind of like, this was after they lost the Civil War.
Yeah.
And he's like talking to somebody saying like, you know, or maybe it's part of his writings or something, but he's like saying like, no, I'm actually like, I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, no, I'm actually glad that we lost the Civil War, and I would gladly, I'm really glad slavery has been abolished, and I'm glad that my losing the Civil War helped you accomplish that. Like,
this guy is the biggest fucking asshole I've ever heard in my life, and again, not because he was against. It's not for the reasons you would think. Like, because the whole thing is like, look, Robert E. Lee might have been on the wrong side, but he was a good, honorable man and fucking great tactician. And he might have been a good tactician. Not good enough, but whatever. I'm not trying to be a dick. I get it. The North had more money than the industrialists, and the South. I'm sorry the South couldn't be more, build a bigger army with all their fucking slave cotton. Sorry. Sorry your slave cotton business didn't fund a bigger army than the North's industrial business. I don't know. The War of Northern Aggression. Yeah, I don't know. You guys seem pretty aggressive towards slaves. Whatever. I'm not trying to relitigate the Civil War, but there's just a lot of bullshit that gets talked about. No. And it's not honestly, not the bullshit people bring up even.
Robert E. Lee is like, is having lived proof that the world turns like bullshit makes the world turn. Like the people who like change things fundamentally.
I'm glad I lost.
Are absolute frauds.
Well, it's like that's like something Thomas Friedman would say if he was a general.
Yeah,
he's like, I actually wanted to lose.
No, it's like it really is like when some like war profiteer who like cheerleaded the Iraq War goes on TV after it's clearly a disaster and goes like, we got to find the people responsible for this. Right.
And look, you're gonna come at me and go, oh, what about Lincoln? Lincoln had quotes where he said if he could send them all back to Africa, he would, or some shit, right?
Yeah, right.
And it's like, well, he got shot in the head, so I think that's been taken care of. He wasn't the best guy either. He wasn't the perfect guy. Was he better than Robert E. Lee? Yeah, I think so. I think he probably was.
Yeah.
They shot him in the back of the head. All right. Robert E. Lee, where did he die? Picking posies? Yeah.
Yeah, and to be fair, Robert E. Lee just like lived out his life.
Playing with oranges like Godfather 1. Just like, trying to impress his grandson with an orange in his mouth like Don Corleone, and then he dies of a fucking tetanus. I don't know.
That's one of the craziest things.
He stepped on a rusty spoon. Sorry, go ahead.
Nice.
Rusty spoon. That's what you nailed it when I do a bad line.
That's like one of the craziest things about this country that it's like, and I don't even know if it says something good or bad about us.
Everything's bad about us.
But the idea that it's like this guy led the charge like to secede, he led like a rebellion against the country, and he just kind of chilled after that. And like,
well, yeah, I mean,
it's like they all just kind of chilled out. We built statues to them.
Yeah, a lot of those were put there like in like 1965, right?
Right.
Because like just to shove it in the face of Martin Luther King.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's take a step back though. So this is a book, right? It's the Smithsonian, which is like the institute that has like Archie Bunker's chair and like the ruby slippers from Dorothy. You ever been there?
No.
It's a cool museum. You can see like these objects, right? Like they have all these
cool.
Americana or these like things. Like, they have a DeLorean from. I don't know if they do, but they could very well have a DeLorean from Back to the Future. That's probably in a Planet Hollywood, but that's the kind of thing they would have, right? But like cool museum. They have a Air and Space Museum. It's the Smithsonian Institute, and it's the Civil War, a visual history. And I want you to get so this is the fucking back. This much of the back is this very bizarre quote. Yeah. Like you could argue about us being dicks about the quote. I'm not like I don't think you're right, but whatever. But you have to admit it's kind of a fucking crazy quote to make like the only quote on the back of your book. What is the Smithsonian Institute trying to say by just like this is not even like a reflective? Like is this just a Robert E. Lee like propaganda. Like, why would you put this quote? This is the definitive quote of the Civil War that, like, the guy who fought against the Union. I wish I owned each slave to the South so I could fight.
I imagine that somebody was probably like some person who was helping design it, they were like, well, this would be sort of a provocative quote.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Rather than a
Well, I guess we're proving them
issue.
right. Look, we're advertising their stupid books. Maybe they're right. Maybe it's the most genius quote to put back there. Because I've never advertised a book in my life, except for Family of Secrets, I think, and David Talbot's The Devil's Chessboard. And then I bring up this random Civil War book because they're a provocative quote. This is viral marketing at its best. We need to learn who did this. We need to learn. We need them to work for us. This is the best guerrilla marketing I've ever seen in my life. I just spent 20 minutes advertising, showing this book like I'm a fucking PBS telethon.
No, to be fair, I don't think they want this. I don't think that they want us talking about the book.
I don't know. I mean, we have what do we have? We have like currently we get like 4,000, on here, and like we got like 8 to 9,000 listeners. I don't know what venue you're gonna get that's bigger than us that's gonna promote this shit book. The Smithsonian Civil War. Oh, did you find anything new about the Civil War? Oh, look, it's a bunch of shitty paintings. Oh, look at this, the Battle of fucking Bunker Hill or whatever the fuck.
This book is shit.
It's a garbage book. Who has a bigger audience than us? Who's going to advertise this book, show this book the way I am? Look at what I'm doing right now. We are insane. We just felt we got rope-a-doped. I feel we shouldn't even publish this episode, but we will.
We will. This book is, it's shit.
Yeah.
There's just,
in our opinion.
It's hard to read. The print is too tiny.
Look, when you buy a book to read while you're shitting, you don't want some fucking quote that you have to like deconstruct and go, why are you putting it there?
Yeah, exactly. You want a quote from Lincoln on there. So something nobody's going to question.
Right.
So nobody's going to say, did you buy some kind of Confederate sympathizer book?
Here's the thing. If I forget to put my shitting book away when like my girlfriend's family comes over, for instance, and then like they fucking start perusing my shitting books while they shit, even though they told me they were taking a piss. I asked them if they were shitting. They said no, but they are because they're liars. Your family are liars. But whatever. Point is, they see this fucking quote and they start, are you Richard Spencer's fucking nephew? What is this? Are you friends of Nathan Damagoo from Identity Europa? Because this is crazy.
It literally just hit me how insanely incriminating this book is.
I wish I owned every. So let's just read this one. Let's squeeze this olive.
Yeah.
Call back.
Nice.
Thank you. I wish that I owned every. I mean, who even talks this way? I wish that I owned every slave in the South, comma, for I free them all to avoid this. Like, how could you frame this better? In order to free, like, because honestly, he's trying to be cute. If I was saying this, because I'm a man of. I'm a better communicator than Robert E. Lee. And I wouldn't have, here's the only reason I wouldn't have won that war is because I wouldn't have fought for the Confederacy. But I'm just saying, like, better general. I'm guarantee you.
Yeah.
Better general than Robert E. Lee. But I would just.
You might be. I mean.
I've never been in an army, never commanded troops, but I was an Eagle Scout. So there you go. In order to free every slave, I wish I owned them. There you go. Say it like that. But he's putting in, I wish I owned every slave in the South. And he probably let it sit there. For I would free them all to avoid this war. Also, to avoid this war. Doesn't sound great. Also, like, I would free them all to avoid the war. So you're conceding, like, it's just an ownership thing to you.
Right.
Look, I mean, I would free, if I owned them all, I'd free them. Even though I do own slaves, I didn't free them.
Right. Why don't you free yours? Oh, I couldn't possibly do that. It wouldn't be fair.
And someone's going to come and be like, well, he did free him. I don't care, like, unless you freed him, like, the first day.
Right.
Which he didn't. I know he didn't. He owned them, and he put them into fucking shackles. He did slave shit to them.
Yeah.
Terrible.
There was also some quote.
I hate slavery.
Yeah.
I fucking hate slavery.
I'm not a fan. But there's some other quote where he's saying, like, slavery is bad. He's just this pontificating asshole.
Yeah.
He's like, slavery is surely evil, but it's it's more hurtful to white people than it is to black people. It's like, it's just like this weird, like...
He's just the biggest cunt in the world.
Just a giant cunt.
I want these... Look, I don't care if he was an abolitionist. I want this guy's statues taken down.
Right.
This guy's the biggest cunt I ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
This guy's worse than like Charlie Sheen on Tiger Blood.
Yeah, it feels like... Now after seeing some of these quotes, it's like I used to feel like, oh, the statue of Robert E. Lee. It's like it's having this like statue of this guy who fought for this terrible thing. It's like having a statue of like a fucking movie villain. But now I just kind of feel like it's like having a statue of like Paul Krugman.
Yes,
you know, it's like having a statue.
Enemy of the show, Paul Krugman.
Right, enemy of the show. It's like having a statue of that, just like of just some vapid douche.
You don't like Paul Krugman. I've always hated Paul Krugman of the New York Times. We're going to do something on the Patreon, so you can check. I mean, not trying to tease it, but he's got a masterclass, and we're going to dissect his masterclass trailer because it's really douchey.
Yeah.
Paul Krugman is an economist in theory. He has a Nobel Prize in economics, but I mean, I think it's for like proving something that someone said 50 years before he proved it. That's what economics is. It's a big circle jerk. It's like, I found math that makes this fucking thing like... The world is flat. The world is flat. Paul Krugman. Wearing a turtleneck like an asshole. Anyway, point is, so yeah, you can check out the Patreon if you want to hear that. We're not gonna. We can't show things. I wish we lived in a world where I could like. I mean, honestly, are we gonna be fucking content ID'd for showing this book? I don't think you can. But in a couple of years, they're gonna be able to say, they're gonna be able to fucking see this picture of this weird quote. They're gonna go, oh, that's that book from the Smithsonian. Get these guys content ID'd. Kicked off YouTube.
That's that racist book, The Kump Zone, and literally nobody else owns.
You bought the only copy.
Sold one copy.
This is like the Necronomicon. This book. This is like fucking Evil Dead. What have you brought into our house? It's like a horror movie, but the horror is just learning that Robert E. Lee was just like a cunt.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You know, the thing about slavery is maybe it wasn't as bad as you think. Robert E. Lee.
Robert E. Lee.
Slavery was certainly bad, but so was a milkshake on a rainy day. Slavery. It's not my cup of tea. What? Fucking Robert E. Lee.
Slavery is certainly not the sweetest tea one can consume.
Fucking Robert E. Lee was the Andy Warhol of the Civil War. Fuck him and fuck those stupid Campbell's paintings. Campbell's soup. This quote is a Campbell's soup can silkscreen paintings. And by the way, if you like Andy Warhol, you're an asshole. I don't like the Velvet Underground. I don't think Lou Reed liked Andy Warhol.
You don't like Andy Warhol?
No, he's a cock. Well, no, he's a cunt. Just say that.
Yeah. He got shot once, right?
I mean, probably just for being annoying. And like, if you come at me and go, no, he was shot for being gay, I don't even know if he was gay. But then I'm speaking out of turn because I don't know why he got shot. But I know he was annoying and he got shot also. But maybe he was shot just because of racial or bigotry. In which case, I have egg on my face, I guess. Big old scrambled egg on my face. But I didn't know.
You don't like the can?
No, I hate the can.
The Campbell's soup can?
The Campbell's soup can. I don't like it. If you remember, no big deal. If not, if you don't know what it is, it's on you. But maybe put a picture of the can up.
Yeah.
The silk screen or the silk screens of Marilyn Monroe. That's like when someone's like, "Oh, I'm an artist because I'm just stealing someone." Like I'm just fucking cutting out pictures of Game of Thrones and gluing them onto a fucking SpongeBob fucking painting. Like, oh, I'm repurposing art. Shut the fuck up. Terrible. Anyway,
yeah.
But that's how he's like Robert E. Lee.
Yeah.
Anything else? Was there anything else about this book that we found?
I feel like that was the main thing.
They fought like veterans. Their line unbroken. Their coolness and bravery I have never seen surpassed.
Who's that?
That's Major General James G. Blunt on the 1st Kansas Colored Infantry, which I guess is like black. So he's saying nice things about the black soldiers. Which I think, like when you're asked by the paper, for your quote, I'm sure like it's I don't know if this guy like he went back to whipping them. I'm just saying. Who knows? I'm just saying black people had it rough for a while, especially in that. That's why we had the war.
Yeah.
And then solve anything. We'll solve some. Look, things. It didn't solve everything. A whole new batch of problem. I'm just saying, Robert E. Lee.
Biggest cunt in the world.
I mean, he's pretty rich. Why didn't you start buying? Why didn't you become the Schindler's List of fucking slaves?
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
I'm not saying you could have done it for everyone, but you could have bought a few and freedom ran away.
Right. Or why not go to like your folks and say like, hey, why don't we all just free our slaves to stop the war? Like, I don't think he ever like pushed for that really.
I'm saying if you actually didn't like slavery, I think Robert E. Lee was a pretty respected dude, right? In the South.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you even try to appeal to the people? You know,
right?
Hey, look, I hear you. You own slaves. I own some slaves. I don't think this is good. I mean, maybe he did. I don't know. But like, I feel like if he did do that, any good that would like give you to this quote wipes out. This cunty quote. Maybe we should move on. I think we're just circling. We're just bullying Robert E. Lee.
Yeah. It's
we're gonna cancel for bullying.
Let's move on to you're a big fan of her.
Hillary Duff. I don't even know what she's famous for. Lizzie McGuire? Lizzie? Did you ever watch Lizzie McGuire?
I did watch Lizzie McGuire.
What's the premise of that? That she's some fucking witch? She's a young blonde witch?
You know, it might be like a very unique sitcom in the sense that I don't think it's really about anything. Like, I think she's like...
it's like Seinfeld, you're saying.
She's just... it's the real show about nothing. It's like she's a quirky girl, and she has quirky friends, and they go to school. There's an episode where she drinks raw eggs.
Why?
Because she's trying to get in shape. And so she drinks a giant cup of raw eggs. And I remember watching that as a kid going like, I don't think you're supposed to do that, and you're not.
Well, I mean, Rocky did it. Didn't you ever see Rocky?
Oh, Rocky did it?
Yeah, I don't know why you don't have that as a frame of reference. It's a Rocky. It's obviously a Rocky reference. I'm not a hack one. It's a hack reference. But you never seen Rocky?
I know that I have, but I don't remember him drinking raw eggs.
I don't know how you watch Rocky drink raw eggs. How does Rocky drinking raw eggs not make it into your memory banks? But Lizzie McGuire drinking raw eggs is seared into your subconscious. It must have been a powerful show.
I saw Rocky and I was like, oh, they're doing a Lizzie McGuire reference.
Fucking Rocky and his quirky friend Paulie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beating his sister up. So quirky. Or Adrian. Hello. My impression of Adrian. Hello. Like, what's the matter? You don't like fucking putting your coat on? Like oh, I'm gonna be a boxer. That's my Rocky impression.
She has the same birthday as me. You know?
What are you trying to say?
Hillary Duff has the same birthday as me.
Yeah, look, it's fine. I've already bought you another Civil War book. Don't worry. I don't have to lay in. You're not going to lie about birthdays.
and she, one time I saw her on her birthday and on my birthday. I saw her in the street.
Did you know your birthdays were the same?
Yeah, I
Why?
knew that at that point. Because at one point I just did that thing where you Google like what celebrities have the same birthday.
I've never done that. Let me do that right now. What did you? So tell the story of seeing. What did you do?
This is not something.
Did you hug and kiss her?
I'm not proud that I've done this, but I have done it. And I saw her in the street. And usually, like, I'm not some Hillary Duff fan or Hillary Duff.
I've never heard you bring her up before.
But like in the moment, because I knew it was both of our birthdays, I felt compelled to like wave at her. So I like waved at her and her entourage.
Yeah. Did she wave back?
And she gave me a disgusted look.
That's the pig. That's the pig of. So that's a great fucking segue into, and we'll get back to my celebrity birthdays because I just found some. But that's a great segue because this pig who wouldn't wave back at a birthday girl made the papers this week because she. Even though, like, it's a weird story in People magazine. I have this fucking thing in the Apple News on my phone now. I paid for the fucking trial. I forgot to cancel it. So now I just have it. And I just see these stories, and I'll save them. And the story, let me bring it up. Because it's very bizarre. So you just go save. This is actually not a bad thing for the show. I got to save these stories. So Hilary Duff explains the important reason she wanted son Luca 9 to witness the water birth. Now the weird thing about this story is he didn't witness the water birth. Something happened because it happened too quickly. It only took a couple hours, and I guess they couldn't get the boy to the mother's water tank quick enough. But Duff adds that she also wants her boy to understand the many ways of bringing a baby into the world. I want him to someday, when he's ready to have a child with his partner or wife or whatever, I want him to be able to respect the way that she wants. Okay. If you're gonna be, I'm not saying don't be inclusive, but you can't say that and then go. This is just nitpicking. I'm just saying these people who love to they want to woke scold everyone about, I'm all for identity. I'm all for fucking inclusion. Let's have everyone be inclusive. But if you're going to fucking say like that, like, bringing ready for his partner or wife or whatever. But anyway, I hope she shows him just immediately. Like you strap it immediately. Wife or partner or whatever. Anyway, she... Well, I mean, that's fine. There's many different ways to have a baby is the point. So I want him to be able to respect the way that she wants to be able to have a baby. If that's at home, that can be at home. If that's in a hospital, it'll be a hospital. She says there's many different ways. I think I started the story in the middle or something. It was kind of important. Yeah, I did, actually. I started ranting in the middle of it. It was kind of important.
If she wants to hang off the side of a cruise ship and squeeze her baby out into the ocean, that's her
gender choice. Doesn't exist, and whoever my son chooses to have a baby with, the genderless person that he does, that's his choice. Anyway, I hope she raises the baby well for him. I hope she knows her motherly role, the whore. Hilary Duff really wouldn't wave back to my Lucy. Terrible. So... he wanted to be there for it, but it happened so fast he missed it. This kid sounds like he's got bigger problems than not seeing the water birth. Sure.
Wait. He says the 9-year-old. She said she wanted. The 9-year-old wanted to be there.
Yeah, Luca wanted to be there for it, but it happened so fast he missed it. Sharing that the labor and delivery were just over 3 hours long. Where was he? Fucking the island of Crete off Greece? Was he in fucking Joshua Tree meditating on psilocybin? The fuck is this? In the it's a nice reference to the people.
Yeah.
In the house we were in.
Yeah.
The infamous house in Joshua Tree. Maybe he was there. Maybe that's why Luca couldn't get to the water birth, because he was fucking. He fell through a chair made of fucking cowhide. It was kind of important because I'm really big on being open and honest with him about how strong women are and what childbirth looks like. Says Duff. He knows all about periods, and it's important for me to normalize that conversation with him for all the women that are going to be in his life. All the women. I mean, come on. If you're gonna, I'm sympathetic. Like, I don't know why. Like, I'm down. I'm not trying to say you gotta put pronouns in your bio. Do it. Don't. Like, I'm not the guy. I'm not the cop. I'm not the sheriff of Woketown. And I'm not even saying in a dismissive way. But I mean, these celebrities who like just fucking want to sing Imagine and pretend they're fucking good. Why am I the fucking butcher just naturally better at this than these fucking idiots?
Yeah. Right.
I could bridge the gap. Just covered in pig's blood, telling you how to use pronouns.
Well, that's the thing. It's because for you, it comes from a very deep place inside where you have this desire. You're like this aggressive mediator personality who just wants everybody, who just wants to, you're always just trying to do the backbreaking labor of making the bridge. I'm like
Moshe Dayan.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think he was an Israeli general. I'm like fucking, who's the famous diplomat? Henry Kissinger. The war criminal. I'm like Adlai Stevenson. I'm like Adlai Stevenson trying to avoid World War III during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Right. Isn't that a great reference? Nice.
Sorry, I never do it at the right time.
You don't.
Yeah, and so for you, it comes from that place.
Yeah,
but for them, it's coming from a place of like fear. Like I don't want to lose the next movie deal
because she knows deep down she's a bad person who wouldn't wave at Lucy.
Right? Yes.
Yeah. I think that sometimes a 9-year-old boy is like, well, men have bigger muscles, and like, yeah, but we bring life into the world. We move a baby through our body, she said. Oh, she adds, there's a big topic of conversation in the house right now. Equality and strength come from different places besides your muscles or whatever. This woman is the worst. And now, look, show your kid your bloody water bird pussy, whatever. I don't care. I'm just, but you sound terrible. You sound like you don't really have muscle. It's all about muscles. Meanwhile, poor Chris Hemsworth, the Thor boy, I read another article.
Can I just say something?
My life is being destroyed by this Apple News thing, by the way. I'm reading now. I'm also reading about Chris Hemsworth says he isn't taken seriously as an actor because of his muscles. I never used to read this garbage. I'm being destroyed by my phone.
Can I, one thing before we move on, because the Chris Hemsworth story is very important and very timely. But it's I've watched videos of water births.
Disgusting, right?
On YouTube.
How are they?
You know, they're like they're gross.
Yeah, that's not that good. Look, it's not natural.
Well, the thing is, look, it can be less painful, so I get why people do it. But it's like, here's
the thing: if it was done in the ancient world,
but it's not beautiful.
Here's the thing: if it was done in the ancient world, they didn't have a tank. They did it in a river, and it all flowed away. They didn't go into Henry Houdini. Was it Henry Houdini? John Houdini? Who was Houdini's name? They didn't go in a Houdini tank where you can see him submerged and just start gushing blood and like placenta out. All right? It was a river. They went to the Nile River and it carried away the placenta right away. No one was sitting there going like, ooh, that's pretty heavy flow. It was gone.
I'm telling you, if the time ever comes for us to procreate, we're having
a baby.
We're
gonna have a baby.
We're gonna go on a cruise.
Yeah.
We're gonna enjoy the cruise.
I'm not dumping a baby off the side of a boat.
I won't get drunk because obviously I'm pregnant.
Sure.
But you know, we'll enjoy the cruise. Go down some water slides and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you'll dangle me off the ship, off the edge of the ship, and I will birth my baby into the ocean as nature intended.
Well, you really meant that. I was kidding. You actually want to just dump our baby in the ocean. Yeah. It's going to die.
No, you'll get it.
No, it'll be dead already.
We'll have
a baby falling that distance into the water will probably be dead by the time it hits the water.
We'll have contingencies.
What, like burial at sea? Like I'll go out in there in scuba gear, in fat man scuba gear, and be like, nope, it's dead. I guess we'll just it's just a burial at sea now. Should we have a baby? I don't know now.
Yes.
This is your motherly instinct?
I think I have great ones.
Not this one. Don't do that. We'll wrap this up in a second. By the way, I share
What?
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my God. We'll do a countdown. Oh my God.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
David Foster. That's not him, but David Foster, musician, I guess, whatever. I'm building up to it. Anthony Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Huh.
Tim Cook from Apple.
Oh, wow.
Penn Badgley for whatever. Tony Collette.
Oh, the stalker guy, like you.
Oh, that it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tony Collette from Little Miss Sunshine. Lil Peep. Jenny McCarthy, famous anti-vaxxer and hot girl from Singled Out. And I can't even believe this. Larry Flint. Larry Flint. I share a birthday with Larry Flint.
That's amazing.
I guess everyone. I wasn't trying to say my birthday, but I guess everyone just can go backwards and program it now. But that's crazy.
Wow.
I guess it's not that for the podcast. I'm like crazy. I have a famous thing we did from a different podcast where it's a long story, but Larry Flint. To me. That's just a crazy. I mean, I could play Larry Flint in the movie. I feel like.
Yeah, it feels too appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a pornographer, and I haven't been shot in the spine, but I do. I don't feel camaraderie with the man. But wow.
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 See, I told you it's fun.
Well, what? Yeah. No, now I feel like I should have waved at Larry Flint if I saw him in the street. And he would not wave back and go, "Oh, fuck you, Larry Flint. Yeah, you scum, you paralyzed pornographer. You paralyzed man." And that would have been like, I would have been wrong. I would have gone for that. And that's ableist of me. I'm sorry. I'm glad I didn't know. So I didn't fall into that trap.
Yeah. Oh.
So Chris Hemsworth, yeah, muscles. I don't care. I work out all the time. I like the Thor character. I like what he does.
Yeah, it's a charming character.
No one. People take me seriously. We don't want you playing Moriarty and Sherlock Holmes. We don't care. Just keep doing muscle movies. Problem solved, you rich fuck. You make $120 million a year. I love you. I want to be your friend, but stop bitching about it. People don't take me seriously. Well, pay him to. Anyway. So yeah, anything else to add, Lucy?
Yeah, I mean, this was a chaotic roller coaster of an episode. I feel like it was chaotic good though, ultimately.
Yeah, I don't know what that chart is. It's like chaotic good, chaotic coming on the wall, chaotic. Whatever. I don't know how that works. Chaotic neutral.
I don't know what this is all supposed to describe.
What is chaotic neutral? I'm just shoving cum on my own face.
I feel like it's a guy.
It's still a problem.
I feel like it's a guy jerking off in a subway, but it's an empty subway car.
Oh, I still don't like the idea.
And he can't traumatize anyone with it.
I still don't like the idea of that. Because what if he's just spraying cum everywhere?
That's true. That's true. No, that is chaotic bad.
There's no such thing as chaotic neutral.
Yeah, no, this is all, I mean, who created this anyway?
Fucking dumb kids who play, massive online role-playing games and talk about fucking Excalibur or some shit. How do you think you get the sword out of the rock? Shut up, I got a gun.
All it describes is different ways people feel after they've jerked off.
Yeah. Suicidal.
This
has been great. Thanks so much for tuning in. Where can people find you, Lucy?
You can find me on Twitter at Lucy_Rowan. And
Rohan.
Yeah.
ROHAN.
Yes.
Yes.
And
should we make lower thirds for ourselves?
Maybe. I don't know. Sure.
We won't. People can find me, Twitter and Instagram at Kump. Sign up for the Patreon. You get an extra episode every week. No, sorry. Every episode. What am I doing? An extra episode.
Do you want me to adjust your headphones again?
Don't you touch that. Don't you dare touch that. An extra episode every week for $5 a month. There you go. If you want.